Today I'm going to be trying something a little new. What I've been doing hasn't been working, but I have a plan and a strategy. Unfortunately, we're going to be really isolated into the only spot of the lake that isn't frozen, which could be good because maybe that's where the water's warmer. But I do think that I need to spend my time focusing in around the 15-foot, 10-foot area of water where there's still some grass, and that's what we're going to do today. I got a big old swim bait we're going to throw, a big old bluegill, and to my understanding right now, some of the larger bass are starting to try to eat more and get ready for the spawn. So the bigger bass should be out there looking for a bigger meal to eat, and we're gonna hopefully find them today. First, we gotta take on this challenge here. We got about a quarter mile of ice that we got to break through. It's not super thick, but I don't know, sometimes it gets thicker the further out you go, so we'll see what happens. We're just gonna give it a go. All right, first things first, just got to get to a point where we can get the motor out. Doesn't seem so bad, honestly, so far. I thought when I first got here, looked at the entire lake was frozen, and I was like, I don't know, I just don't know about that. But since I found a spot that wasn't frozen, we're gonna give it a shot today. All right, here we go. Let's do this. This is gonna be exhausting and super loud. Definitely got a little bit thicker the further out we got. I wonder if I hug the shore, if that would be the better route to go, but oh man, we're gonna really have to work for this. I think I'm just gonna take my time. So basically, to get over to those houses over there, I want to try. The ice seemed a lot thinner in the shallow water, so maybe I can get along the side there and just. You know what else I could do? I could try taking the kayak along the whole side of the bank there and then try launching a little closer. I think this is just going to be a little much. Ooh, ain't cold anymore. All right, now we just have to get to right there. That's not nearly as bad. Dang, the ice got super thick right at the end here. Holy crap, finally. You know, funny enough, the whole area that I was wanting to fish today, the whole area is all not frozen, which is interesting. It's kind of the area where I think a lot of the vegetation is still around. Whew, I'm gonna take a break for a minute though. This is gonna take me a couple minutes to cool down. Luckily it's like still in the 20s, so shouldn't take too long. Hopefully I didn't get too sweaty. That would be not ideal for being out in the cold like this. That just means in about an hour I'll be freezing. But we got the sun all day, which is fantastic. I think based on my last trip, right at the end of the day, I started fishing right near a grass line with that drop shot, and I started getting a bunch of bites. I suspect they were still trout, but I still gave me the feeling that I'm like, I think this is where the fish are. Can't be for sure, you know, maybe they were some bass, but we're gonna try out the drop shot today, and we're gonna set this guy up here. I'm very excited to fish with this. I showed this in a previous video and said I was going to use it, but then I ended up not using it because it was too cold to tie it on. It was snowing like crazy and I just couldn't risk taking off my waterproof gloves. But yeah, we're going to throw this big old guy. This guy looks awesome. He's got the scent too. He really stinks it up. This is a 4 1/3 inch swim bait. It is 1 ounce, and it's got a pretty neat little hook that stays on the top here. And this is one of the main reasons I want to try throwing this today, is because I want to try fishing in areas where there's still grass. I'm thinking now that all the big bass they've always stayed over here, and I think they're just hunkered down in the grass lines. That's what I think. I think this will be one of the best lures I could use to kind of get down there. It's going to be super weedless. I got that, and then I got the drop shot. We'll try that quite a bit today, and I think that'll probably be mostly what I throw. I'm also debating about throwing on a jerkbait. I got a slightly larger jerkbait that I think I want to try throwing over around the grassline areas. I think that could be a pretty big thing to use right now as well. Let's see what that guy does. Well, let's just try fishing out here. Oh boy. Always remember to adjust your bait caster before you cast. This is a really great lure because we can just get right down on the bottom, hug the bottom, and supposedly that's where we can find some stuff. Looks like I'm still picking up some bait fish stuff, so this could be a really good time to get the jerkbait out. We'll make sure I get that set up after this cast here. Jerkbait, jerkbait, drop shot, jerkbait, drop shot, and a little bluegill swim bait. Yeah, we're picking stuff up. This is a first for this lake. Literally was seeing nothing out here the last few times I came out. So 25 feet deep, lots of bait fish stuff going on out here right now. Only spot of the lake that's not frozen. I got a good feeling. Also, I am starting to shop for a motor for the kayak. Super excited about that. I think we're gonna go with the NK 180. We'll get the little throttle thing right here. I can't wait. I cannot wait for that. I love having the pedal drive. Always want to have a pedal drive kayak. I like the insurance in case that motor were to ever not work. I've tried paddling this thing a long distance before, and it's not realistic. Not realistic. I was gonna actually put the jerkbait on, but I'm thinking this deep diving crankbait feels good too. So let's give this a few goes before I swap it out. This is one of my favorite lures I've ever used. I forget the name of it, but it looks pretty sweet. And I think in the sun, that little holographic on the side there, that should really do something, I think. I really like the idea of using this guy because I can get him down to the depth that I need and then let him sit. Also, I think I see some fish down at the bottom. This is so unlike the last few times I've come out. This is fun. We're really switching it up today. These are all lures that I don't, the drop shot, the first time I ever really used it was last time I went out. Deep diving crankbait. Never really caught anything on one before. I'm thinking we give each of these lures like 10 casts or so, and then just keep switching back and forth. I'll give this one a good 10 casts, and then I'll switch to the Dropshot, do like 10 casts on that one, and then 10 on the swim bait, and yeah, we'll try to cast them evenly today, see which one works. We're in 14 feet of water. This is a pretty deep diving thing. If I were to cast far enough, I could easily grab onto some grass down there. But if we try to be very careful, we can try to get that lure right over that little grass line down there. You can start to see there's some of the grass showing up on that left side there. Alright, we have done quite a few casts with this guy at this point. We'll go ahead and switch him out. We did a few with the swim bait, done a few with this. I said I was going to use a jerk bait, but I think I'm going to keep using this guy just because I like the depth that he's getting down to a lot. Dropshot. I think I'm going to leave the minnow style bait on there for now. I will probably switch him over to a worm here shortly though, but I want to try the minnow first. I saw people putting a lot more action on this in some of the videos I watched recently. It was just like a lot more active. I was just kind of letting it dead stick for the most part, which could be the thing to do, but I'm going to try giving it a little more oomph today. I'm going to spend a lot of time in that grass line today, but I think I want to move out just a tiny bit deeper, because I kind of thought that I was seeing some stuff out there that just looks like it could be a better spot to start off with this. I do want to take each of these lures to the kind of their spot that they'll do best at. Alright, we're out at 16 feet. Let's try out here. Let's bite. I think it was a trout. So I was giving it some shakes. Nope, there it goes again. Oh. He's trying for it. Did you get it? No. Someone's down there trying to get it. I think it's a trout. I don't think he's big enough to. Look at this. This is crazy. Let's see what's going on down there. We got some grass on the bottom. Shake that off. It's crazy how much more I love the Dropshot now. Just took it out for one day. And I don't know, I'm enjoying this lure a lot. Well, what happened? We were seeing so much stuff on the graph for a bit, and we were getting bites like crazy there for a second. I guess I'm just on that one cast, but we'll come back to the Dropshot. It's time to throw the swim bait a little bit. This lure does seem like it drops a lot faster than I was hoping for, which maybe is fine. I think it just means I kind of got to retrieve it a little bit faster when I'm in these grassy areas, or else that'll happen. Definitely a good thing we got that 20-pound line on there. You can actually see the grass here. Screw it. We're going to cast right into this stuff. There's some like taller weed grass down here right below me. I might be able to swim right through it. Ooh, that's what I think is happening. I think we just... You see these big tall, there's a whole bunch of these big grass pillars right here. And that's kind of what I was thinking the bass might be hanging out in, so we're just gonna try casting right into it, right through it. We'll bump into some of the grass here and there, but for the most part, that swam right through it. Yeah, see all this tall grass here? This could be the ticket. Yeah, this feels good. This is the right lure for the job here. We're gonna try fishing this little forest over here. I think it's pretty shallow, you know. Maybe we're just slightly too shallow, but it feels right. Cast way in there. It's the kind of grass that this lure seems to just slither right through. The water is a degree warmer over here though, which is interesting. I think it has a lot to do with all this grass standing up here. It's getting hit by the sun and just has more surface area for the sun to warm up the water with. Well, this seems like a great bait to throw into the weeds. It did pretty well, so we'll definitely use that, but we may need to switch up our method a little bit here. Deep diving crankbait and a drop shot are not famous for being thrown into the weeds and pulling fish out. Okay, so I just looked up the best lures to use for this situation. It would appear that throwing the finesse jig or my little jerkbait would be the best options. Interesting. I kind of would have thought of going for the smaller one, but it's recommended to try the bigger one first. So, here we go. Alright, we're heading back over to the spot. We got a nice jerkbait on here. Should do the trick. Going with the larger size. It says online, if you're deciding between using a smaller or larger one, if the bass are out hunting, the smaller one could be better. But since they're kind of hunkered down, they might not be hunting. It might be better to use the larger profile one. So, we're going to go ahead and just give that a go. Alright, we have thrown the jerkbait for quite a while. Let's go ahead and give that up for a bit. Well, we're out in the center of the lake now. This was all frozen earlier. Throw a couple more casts right here and I think we're gonna call it a day. Even though we didn't catch anything, we did get a little practice throwing the drop shot some more. Got to throw the swim bait and try that out, get an idea for what that thing can do. And then we did worked with the jerk bait a little bit too. All around, feel pretty good about everything. I just think this is a very difficult time. Very difficult time. Alright, that's probably the last cast. Doing it on the swim bait though, because, you know, if I'm only going to catch one fish at the end of the day, I want it to be on this lure. Whew, alright, dang. Nothing. Had a bite in the beginning of the day. I thought something was going to happen with that, but nothing did. That's a bummer. But we came out through a bunch of new lures again. Got to have the adventure of breaking through all that ice, which was fun. But yeah, I got a few things I got to do tonight, so gotta get home. Gotta call it a day. Got some warmer weather on the way, and I know that we're getting closer and closer to the transition period for bass to really want to start feeding. So at any moment when I come out, things could just totally change. Hopefully when we come out next time, the lake's not all frozen like it is today, and hopefully we can see some warmer water temperatures than 37.7. That's a little on the chilly side, I think. But yeah, definitely seems like the Dropshot is kind of a building its confidence in my repertoire, my arsenal. I like that better. But we're gonna go ahead and call that a day. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next video.